Charlie Munger was Warren Buffett's partner, a billionaire investor and one of the sharpest minds of our time. But his real secret wasn't about money, it was about thinking. Munger built a toolkit of mental models, thinking tools from different fields that helped him make better decisions than almost anyone. He believed most people fail not because they're dumb, but because they don't think correctly. Today, we're looking at 3 of his most powerful tools. These aren't just for investing, they're for life. The first is inversion. Munger said it constantly: invert, always invert. Instead of asking how to succeed, ask how to fail. Then just avoid those things. Most of us think forward. How do I get rich? How do I build a great business? But those questions are complex. Flip them and the answers become obvious. How do I stay poor? Spend more than I earn. Take on bad debt. Never learn anything new. Avoid that and you're already ahead of most people. When Munger looked at a company, he wouldn't ask what could go right. He'd ask what could destroy this company. If he found 10 ways it could fail, he walked away. If he couldn't find a clear path to failure, he knew the investment was solid. This works everywhere. Want a happy marriage? Don't ask how to make it perfect. Ask what destroys marriages: neglect, dishonesty, selfishness. Avoid those and you win. The second model is the circle of competence. This is brutally simple. You don't have to be an expert at everything. You just need to know the boundaries of what you do understand and never step outside them. Most people lose money because they chase things they don't get. Crypto, penny stocks, complex derivatives. They see others getting rich and jump in without understanding the fundamentals. That's not investing, it's gambling. For decades, Munger and Buffett stayed inside their circle. They understood insurance, railroads, and boring businesses with predictable cash flow. When the dot-com bubble hit, people called them old and out of touch for ignoring tech stocks. Then the bubble burst. They were proving right. They didn't understand tech, so they didn't invest. That's discipline. Before any big decision, ask yourself, do I actually understand this? Not, did I watch a video about it? If the answer is no, stay away. Stay in your circle. The third model is margin of safety. It's the core principle. Always leave room for error. Always have a cushion. In investing, this means you only buy something if it's selling for far less than it's actually worth. If a company is worth $100 a share, you don't buy at 95. You wait until it's 60. That way, even if you're wrong about its value, you're protected. Most people do the exact opposite. They stretch their budget to the absolute max. They take on a mortgage they can barely afford. They operate with zero margin for error. Then one unexpected event, a job loss, a medical bill, wipes them out. Apply this to your finances. If you can afford a $4,000 mortgage, get a $3,000 one. That cushion is what protects you when life inevitably happens. Inversion, circle of competence, margin of safety. These aren't complex formulas. They're simple, powerful frameworks for avoiding stupidity. And as Charlie Munger taught us, avoiding stupidity is the most practical path to getting what you want out of life. It's not about being a genius. It's about building a system so you don't have to be one.
Most of us navigate life by analogy. We see a new problem and think, this looks like that other thing, so I'll do what I did before. It's efficient, but it's also lazy thinking. It's how we get stuck in ruts and miss huge opportunities. But there's a more powerful way to think, a mental model used by visionaries from Aristotle to Elon Musk. It's called first principles thinking. First principles means you ignore what everyone else is doing. You ignore the way it's always been done. Instead, you break a problem down to its most basic, undeniable truths, and you reason up from there. Take Elon Musk. When he wanted to build rockets, the entire world told him it was impossible for a private company. Rockets are astronomically expensive. That was the analogy. But Musk didn't accept it. He asked, what is a rocket actually made of? He broke it down to its first principles, its raw materials: steel, aluminum, copper, fuel. When he priced out the materials, he made a staggering discovery. They cost only about 2% of what traditional rocket companies were charging. The other 98% wasn't the fundamental cost of rockets, it was the cost of inefficiency, bureaucracy, and legacy systems. So he built SpaceX from the ground up and completely upended an entire industry. You can apply this to your own life. Conventional wisdom says you need a college degree to earn a good living. Is that a fundamental truth or just what everyone believes? Break it down. What do high-paying jobs actually require? Skills, the ability to solve complex problems, the ability to communicate effectively. Can you acquire those without a $100,000 piece of paper? The answer is often yes. That's thinking from first principles. But what if the most brilliant move isn't a move at all? This leads us to the second mental model, and it was legendary investor Charlie Munger's absolute favorite, simply avoiding stupidity. Munger's goal was never to be the smartest person in the room. His goal was to be the least stupid. He believed that most people don't fail because they lacked a brilliant insight. They failed because they knew what not to do and they did it anyway. He had a simple checklist of disasters to avoid. Don't go into high-interest debt. Don't invest in things you don't fundamentally understand. Don't burn professional bridges. Don't marry the wrong person. Don't ignore your health. His logic was profound. If you simply avoid these major life-wrecking mistakes, you'll outperform 90% of people, not because you're a genius, but because you're not self-destructing. This is liberating. It means you don't have to find the next Amazon stock. You just have to avoid losing your savings on an obvious scam. You don't need the perfect business idea. You just need to avoid the terrible ones. Munger had a quote that says it all. It is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid instead of trying to be very intelligent. Think about that. Consistently not stupid beats occasionally brilliant. These aren't just clever frameworks, they are tools to rewire your thinking. First principles thinking helps you find the breakthrough opportunities everyone else misses, and avoiding stupidity ensures you're still around to capitalize on them. Most people will hear this, nod, and forget it by tomorrow. Don't be most people. Pick one of these ideas, just one. This week, apply it to a single decision. Question an assumption from first principles, or consciously sidestep one stupid, impulsive behavior. That's how real progress is made, one good decision at a time, one avoided mistake at a time. You don't need to be a genius, you just need to think better than you did yesterday.